Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video, this time for a digital edition showing some of my Steam pickups that I've done ever since I recorded my last digital pickups video, which was some time ago. It's been a while since I did a digital pickups video and a physical pickups video, which I'll probably do one either next week or in sometime in 2 weeks. I have enough physical games to do one as well, but let's do a digital one. These are, again, pickups that pertain to different Steam sales, particularly now since I got the Steam Deck. This system is great, and it's very easy to get lost on Steam sales, getting software for this wonderful device. So without further ado, let's just get started. I have a bunch of games that I want to share with you guys. So let's get started with a new release, and I guess a little bit of a spoiler for my physical pickups, but I did pre-order the collector's edition for The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero for the PlayStation 4. However, that version is not the ideal one. It's missing some of the features, so because of the portable factor, I decided to double dip, and I know that's a lot of money invested in a new release, but as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Trails in the Sky trilogy. I really love those games, and I want to be involved in the Legend of Heroes series more now that the Crossbow duology will be released here in the West, and Trails from Zero is the first one from that duology to be released, and I'm very excited to have this game in my collection. It's been a much wanted game from fans, and since I already played the trilogy, might as well follow the order, play Trails from Zero first, and then move on to Trails from Azure. I don't know how you pronounce that, which will come out early next year in 2023. So excited to pick this up on day one. The price is not too bad, $40. It could have been worse, like $60 or something. So in my opinion, very much worth grabbing this on day one if you are into JRPGs. So that's kind of like the new release. And then following, I guess, into the theme of Halloween, there's an ongoing Steam sale for Halloween games. Yomagwari Midnight Shadows is a game that I believe I have it on the Vita, if I remember correctly. But again, decided to get the digital version so I can play it on the Steam Deck. I don't know if this is verified or not, but the game is on sale, as you guys can see here, for only $6. So not too bad, not too shabby. And this is a game that really stands out due to its wonderful art direction. The graphics are great, as you can see here. It's kind of like a chibi. It's got a chibi look in it. Big heads, animated. Type of graphics, but the game is very eerie, very creepy, special for Halloween. I'm not gonna play it for the month of October, but it's there in my collection in case I wanna pick it up at a later date. So I'm a pretty big fan of horror games, and this one has a very special art direction and flavor to it. So excited to pick this one up. It looks very interesting from what I can see here. Next up, sports games. This hit an all-time low. This game was on my wish list, and it's Super Mega Baseball 3. I'm a pretty big fan of the previous game, Super Mega Baseball 2, which at one point I think it was a PlayStation Plus game. And the looks can be deceiving here. As you can see, it has cartoony type of graphics, with big bodies, buffed, bodies for the athletes. But this game is actually very in-depth. You have very detailed stats for your players. You can get very in depth with trading and building your team and different positions for different different positions in baseball. So it can be very serious, as you can see here. The statistics, everything gets laid out for you, pricing. It's an extremely detailed game that I was looking forward, and it was on my wish list, and finally it came down. It's 80% off. I think it's because the new one is about to come out. So decided to pick this up, and I specifically wanted it on the PC to include mods. There are mods in there where you can have the MLB license. So looking forward to playing with my Tampa Bay Rays in there. So yeah, the game itself doesn't have MLB licenses, but there are mods from fans out there that include MLB teams with rosters and all that. So I'm very excited to try that out. Moving on to some Xbox Game Studios games. Here we have Recore, a game that I actually own physically for the Xbox One, but again, just wanted to have that redundancy, and so I'm able to play this on the Steam Deck. This game is not great. I've heard mixed opinions on this game. There are some people that say the game is not very fun, but I haven't played. I haven't played this yet on the Xbox One nor my Steam or PC, but decided to put it on my library because the game was on sale for like less than $5, I think. So yeah, looking forward to playing Recore at one point, and I think the game is on Game Pass too. But again, just wanted to give it a shot on PC thanks to the pricing. Following with the Microsoft Game Studios, first party games. This is another game that I own on the Xbox One. In fact, I played it extensively, but never managed to beat the game. So I have it here ready to go for PC and Steam Deck. Sunset Overdrive, one of the most colorful, kind of unique games, very colorful. You use kind of like graffiti and skate around the city. You can grind on rails and things like that. Very unique, very funny, kind of like story. You have these aliens and monsters that are attacking the city, and yeah, looking forward to replaying this and see if I can beat the game, because it was a lot of fun on the Xbox One. So happy to grab this for less than $5 on the PC. And speaking of games that I already played on the Xbox One, this I actually beat the game, and in fact I have an impressions video here on my channel. Rise, Son of Rome. No brainer. I had a lot of fun with this game when I played it, a couple years ago. It's a beautiful game. It was I believe a day one game for the Xbox One, and unfortunately, I think it's heavily underrated. I think a lot of people didn't pay attention to this game, but it's very much worth giving it a shot. Very unique gameplay. A Roman Empire type of setting with a third-person view, a lot of action, very gory. So it was a very, very fun experience on the Xbox One, and very happy to double dip on this for less than $5. So very happy to have that on my collection. Moving on to some quirky games, Giraffe and Annika. It's kind of like an adventure, kind of like Japanese animated game that uses, I guess, rhythm game mechanics, for combat and all that. Very interesting game that I put it on my wish list for the longest time, and finally saw a pretty steep price drop. It has a very interesting art direction, as you can see. And the game is not very long, so perfect for as a palette cleanser, if you will. Very interesting, graphics and art direction. So happy to include this on my library, and I'll probably give it a shot at one sooner rather than later. But very positive reviews here, and it's one of those kind of like quirky games, mixing different types of gameplay components that I'm excited to try out. Moving on to Tower of Time, which is a CRPG that was recommended to me by one of my favorite YouTube channels, Mortimal Gaming. I actually started playing this. I put a good amount of hours. I want to say between 15 to 20 hours maybe. And I just got sidetracked. The game, it's starting to just feel a little bit repetitive. But I do want to get back because I already invested, 15 to 20 hours, I believe. And the core gameplay is very fun. I really enjoy the combat system, the different party members that you can have, the micromanagement that you have to do to level your characters up. The story is also pretty interesting, so I do want to see what happens, in the game. So my goal is to get back to this. Unfortunately, I still have some ways to go. The game, it's supposed to be at the very least like 35 to 40 hours if you played it, on a rush, if you will. But it's a very fun strategy RPG that from an indie developer. So looking forward to getting back to this game, and hopefully I can finish it just to see what happens with the story. But a pretty decent SRPG that was on sale for like $6, and I believe the developers are about to come out with a new game in the series, not necessarily a sequel, but another CRPG in their under their belt. So looking forward to that as well. Another game that was very cheap, and I had it on my Steam wish list, is a NeoCap, which is a narrative-driven kind of like adventure game where you play as the role of a taxi driver in a futuristic, cyberpunk setting. So the game has very positive reviews. It's supposed to be a pretty good narrative-driven game where you have to like kind of solve I guess mysteries by talking to your passengers, getting to know the personalities of your passengers and so forth. So this was on sale for like $2. Finally dropped a lot, enough for me to pull the trigger. So excited to have this. It has a very interesting art direction, as you can see, very very cyberpunk-esque. So yeah, definitely looking forward to playing NeoCap at one point. The next game was a bundle. This is not definitely the sale price. I forgot how much I paid, but it was like an insane pricing for both bundles, for the Crash Remastered Insane Trilogy and the Spyro Trilogy Collection. So this is essentially 6 games in one. I forgot how much I paid. It's been a couple months since I did this purchase, but needless to say, these are 6 games that were, I think it was like $25 or something crazy like that. So very happy to have all these classic platforming games under my Steam library. Even though I already own the physical version of the Crash Insane Trilogy on the PlayStation 4, I do not own the Spyro trilogy, so that was a kind of like one of the factors why I pulled the trigger and got the bundle here. But very excited because I'm a big platforming games fan, and there's a lot of platforming goodness in between these two mascots here, respectively. Next up is a roguelite, Necrosmith. The game has a lot of very positive reviews in a short amount of time. The game was released in mid-July of 2022, and as you can see, it has like 2,000, over 2,500 very positive reviews. I haven't really played this. I tried playing this on the Steam Deck, and unfortunately, it was having some issues running the game. So I need to check it out again, see maybe if they made some progress in terms of making the game playable on the Steam Deck. But as you can see here, very easy to pick up and play type of gameplay, but hard to master. With the more you advance, the tougher the game gets. So yeah, definitely looking forward to trying this game out sooner than later. And I think the game is, it's only like $3 brand new, and the developer is doing a good job of keeping up with updates and all that. So very much worth giving it adding the game to your Steam library. Another game that was dirt cheap is the Slain Back from Hell, another game that was on my wish list. And when I see a good price, I just pull the trigger. This game was, I want to say, like $1, maybe like $1.50 or something like that. This is a very interesting looking Metroidvania with a heavy metal kind of like inspiration in terms of the art direction. Very Doom-esque, very, I don't know, Iron Maiden-esque, if you want to say that. So very interesting, enemies and boss designs. I've heard the game is actually pretty challenging. Yeah, looking forward to playing this at one point or another. The art direction is very, very interesting, and the soundtrack is supposed to be really cool. Heavy metal inspired, if you will. But as you guys can see here, the art direction looks great. Some great sprite work. And yeah, looking forward to playing this. And again, I bought it, I want to say for, as you can see here, it's on sale for like under $2. So definitely make sure you grab this game if you're into that style. And next, I'm going to close with 2 EA games. The first one being Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, which it's available on Game Pass, but I did want to have this on my Steam Deck. This is one of the verified games that's supposed to be running flawlessly on the system. And yeah, you play the role of a Jedi, and the game has some, I guess, Soul-esque mechanics, You have to be very careful, time your attacks correctly, and so forth. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing this. I remember starting a game on the Xbox Series S, just kind of to test the game out. I played maybe for like 20-30 minutes, and the game looked or felt like it was very fun, very responsive to the controls, very nice graphics. So decided to double dip, get it on the Steam Deck. I think this is the perfect game to just play it on a handheld mode and just enjoy being a Jedi. So it looks like a very, very fun game, and definitely looking forward to this. And finally, you guys know me, I'm a pretty big fan of the FIFA games. So FIFA 22 was on sale, so I decided to pull the trigger and get this to play on the Steam Deck. Unfortunately, well, the game runs pretty well. The only hurdle is you have to run the Origin. You have to log in through Origin first, which is a little bit cumbersome and annoying. It's like an extra step that you have to do to launch the game. But other than that, you get your FIFA goodness in there. FIFA 22, updated rosters and whatnot. And from what I played, from the little that I played so far on the Steam Deck, the game seems to be running just normally. The only hurdle is you have to launch it through Origin. So with that being said, those were my Steam pickups. Some of the games are, Steam Deck verified. Not all of them are, but yeah, no issues here. I love picking up games on the cheap for my Steam library. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing a physical game pickup in the coming week or two. So yeah, stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Take it easy.